guys, this is the other guy. Today I am going to be installing fog lights onto my truck, and if you look at here, this is my old bumper. I've used this for quite some time now, so I want to upgrade this bumper. Well, I don't want to upgrade it, but I want to install fog lights onto the bumper here. However, if you can look at here, you'll see that this thing it's a bracket to install fog lights. What's good about this is that there's holes that's been pre-drilled, and so that's really good for me. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and so I'll show you what I have here. These lights are Harbor Freight Tools lights. They're $9.99 each, so two of these, $99 here, $9.99 here. Those are total, they come out to be 20 bucks. And then I got these from AutoZone. This is 12 gauge. It'll be a negative wire, ground wire, and it's 12 foot long, 12 gauge electrical wires. And then this is a 20 amp on and off switch. You know, I don't really I know that's only these are 12 volt system, but sometimes I just chose it to be a 20 amp switch. It'll be installed into the cabin, driving cabin. And then these are just weatherproof parallel connectors, and they're heat shrink. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So here I go. Okay. Well, that works. Okay, so now that works. Be right back. I'm gonna go get the fog lamps. So this is the fog lamp. So how this works is this goes in like this. You can see that it's pretty big. As you can see, I've already took out the holes here, the bolts here, and they're ready to mount. So these are the old bolts from the old setup that was installed. So what I need to do is I need to find a place to mount this. So basically I'm going to concentrate on this one first, this hole right here, and let's see how it turns out. I'm going to put these like this. Okay, so I am going to put it like that in, like so. Okay, it's going to be like that. From there, this is a lock washer here. It's going to go underneath here. So this project here cost me about 50 bucks to buy the two headlamp and as well as the connectors. There. So then I'm gonna do the other hole here. So as you can see here, I'm gonna have to take this bolt off, this nut actually, this lock washer off. Insert this into the pre-drilled hole. There you go. And then you will install the lock washer first, followed by the nut. Okay, so that is that. Okay, and so this is just a mock-up. because you can see one is tilted down farther, one is tilted straight up. So what you're gonna do is, once your mock-up is set up like this, okay, you're gonna have to loosen this, and then what you're gonna do now is what I'm doing. See, this is a negative line. Black are negative, red are positive. So now we are going to have to find a way to bring power to these two lines. Okay, so, and here comes the fun part. What I'm going to do is I am going to be drilling a little hole here, and I'm going to tap the negative here onto here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I cut this piece of extra wire here that's going to be used for ground, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect it to here, and I'm also going to, and then I'm going to bring this over here. I'm going to splice this together with this one right here, okay, and then after that we're going to ground it together over here so it's kind of hidden. Okay, so here we go. So what I'm doing here is I've managed to expose this wire right here. Okay. This right here, basically, I'm just going to cut this and I'm going to splice them together. Okay, let's be right back. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm cutting this connection right here off like that, and then use my wire stripper and strip it like this. Okay, and then what you're going to need in here is you don't really have to use this method here, but I think that if you do this, you have a cleaner connection. That's all. And what you're going to do is basically what I like to do, this is my method, is I join them together in this fashion here. Okay, crisp. I wrap them around each other like this. Okay, so then I use this right here. This thing right here slips over this. Okay, like so. Okay. All right, so that works there. So what I do is I use this to crimp them. You notice there's a big hole right here. So then this is actually a wire cutter and a crimper at the same time. So I join them like so, so that they're good. And after that, I'm going to shrink this so that they can be joined together solidly. Okay. So then, with that being said, you notice I'm gonna try to hide this like this underneath here, right? That's why I down it so it's longer than usual. So then, right here, I'm gonna strip this like that with that stripper. Now that's stripped. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this side, the black side, okay. And then I'm going to strip this like so, like that. Okay, so with that being stripped, what I do is I wrap this around here like this. And you know, you can, there's other people who will do this differently than I do, but look, it's one piece that works for me. Alright, so then you use this thing right here. Okay, use this thing, and then make this come over like so. Okay, and once that's good, okay, what I do is I force them in like that, and then you crimp it. You crimp this thing with the crimper like that. And that's good. So basically, this is basically done here. So after you're done here, we'll use heat later to shrink the wire here so that it'll be waterproof and watertight. So, yep. Okay, so with that done, now we're gonna strip this end like so. Okay. And then we're gonna use this connector right here. You notice how this has a hole right there? We're gonna drill a hole into here, and then this is gonna be like bolted on like this, so it'll be a good it'll have a good ground. Okay, and grounding is very important when you are installing electrical devices on an automobile. So ground is number one. Okay, so that's a nice crimp. And you know, you need a very good crimper so that it'll crimp into this. So now I'm gonna go get my drill. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I did was I've already pre-drilled this hole now. I've just finished drilling it, and I didn't want to bore you with showing you how to drill this because it's just common sense on drilling into this. So because I've drilled that hole, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here, install this here. It'll be a perfect place to drill, to install it there. So, and this is a self-tapping or self-drilling screw. I'm going to put it right here, and then there you go. So now that's done. What I need to do, okay, is to remove this screw so I could put this in like so. Alright, so it's pretty common sense. I didn't want to bore you with the detail of drilling it in. So then what you do is, there you go, solid. Alright, so that's that. So that wasn't hard. So then now, that's a circuit right there. What we're going to do is we are going to work on the power line, which would be the red line, also known as the positive line. Okay, so basically this is how we're going to do it. We are going to see how this is like this, and this is how like that. So what we're going to do is we are going to splice them in a similar fashion like this. However, we are going to splice them right here, okay, and then we're going to splice them like right here, and we're going to run it this way into the cabin of the truck. Okay, that's done. So now I use a lighter, okay, and just heat it up and it'll shrink. That's the idea here. Okay, so as you see, it's shrinking, and that's what you're looking for. It's when it's hot, it shrinks. And that's how you do that. So here, use a lighter again. You don't want to you don't want to concentrate the heat in one spot, because it's not going to be good. It's going to not shrink well. Okay. Alright, so as you can see, they shrink well, very well, and they're basically doing great here. Okay, so that's shrunken there. Okay, so as you can see, that's good. And I'll show you how I wire this later when I get down to the cabin. So I've installed the majority of the components now, and as you can see, I'll show you here. This is how I ground the my circuit here. Okay, the black is ground. So I've spliced the red wire here that goes to here. Okay, and it crosses over here, goes into here. Okay, it goes into there, zip tie that, goes here, and goes there. Okay, and you can see where it goes. Okay, so from there, it goes to here. Okay, let's see. Okay, there, it goes into there. Okay, so then from there, it goes into here. Okay, into this onto this circuit. I mean, not this switch here. So to turn the switch on, you have to open up the protector here like that. Okay, and then you switch it on. Okay, so this switch here will be mounted in this factory slot right here. Okay, so from there, and I'll show you, once I turn it on, it looks like that. Okay, it's a complete circuit. And then as you can see here, okay, this is the light that comes from the light. I mean, this is the line that comes from the light. It goes into here. This is the power line. Okay, it comes, it's mounted right on the firewall, and I'll show you. So it goes, the power line travels. I'll show you. This is, you notice this is a smaller line. So it goes from here, enters the same place where the light line comes in. And I'll show you here. Okay, see those two lines? This line right here travels to the light. Okay, so you see the second red line, it goes here to this fuse right here. Okay, and so that's the red line right there, and it supplies power to that switch. So it's a relay. No, it's not a relay, but it's a fuse, or a relay, whatever you call it. But it's a 30 amp fusible link. I think that's what it's called. And it's mounted, and it's powered from the battery here. So that's how this thing works. And so what I'm going to do next is I am going to, and this is how you turn it off. There you go. And so that's how I installed it. And so this thing goes in here. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to put this on hold, but eventually it comes out like this. Okay, and I'll show you how to put this on hold. Okay, so as you can see here, the two lines here comes into there, goes into here. Okay, and like I said, it's mounted here. Okay, and to work this, just go like that, and the light is on. As you can see the shining, the light shining onto the trash can there. And so to turn this off, just press like that and you're good. Okay, so the next step is just putting everything back and I should be good. Okay, so this is how I set up my fog light. And as you can see, I have all 6 lights on blast right now. And I'll show you how I set up mine. As you can see here, this is the switch that I showed you how I installed it. That's how you turn it off. That's how you turn it on. And it goes from here into, it travels down from here into there. Okay. And then it goes through the firewall. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it there. There you go. But it goes to that firewall. And then I'll open the hood. And that's it. Show you how it goes. Okay, so from the firewall here, okay, one of the wire goes to this 30 amp fuse, which, you know, again, travels down to the switch, which is inside the compartment. And then the other line comes from there, travels down the length here, like that, which goes here. I put some construction foam here so that to prevent this thing from rattling and so that this rubber or plastic piece won't wear out and ultimately touch the frame here, which will ground out the system, which will cause a short. Okay, so it goes from here down to here, to here, to here, and this is where I spliced them earlier, like I showed you, and to there. And so from there on, that's where I installed the ground, and that's basically my setup. I hope you liked the video. It's not too hard to install your own fog lamp. You don't have to take it to the shop and have them do it for you. And that's about it. If you have any questions,